Hello everyone. Um, I'm not sure what to say after such a long time of never uploading and empty promises and false hopes that I'm usually known for, but thank you either way. Thank you guys for 400, not 400, 345 plus subscribers. I am very grateful for you people that still subscribe to me even though I have not done anything in such a long time, or had any ideas or motivation to continue and pursue YouTube or uploading videos. See, uploading videos was a thing that I always wanted to do, but I lost a lot of passion for everything and motivation. So I'm sorry, guys, for not being there and giving up. But with that being said, there's been a lot of things going on in my life, a lot of issues, a lot of sorrow, a lot of pain, and a lot of all around bad stuff happening around in my life. And I think it's time to finally come clean. I am not in the best mental state right now. I will admit that. So whatever I say here is genuineness. It's what I want to express at the moment, and I hope that people can learn from it. And I don't know what the title of the video is gonna be, but this video has something to do with emotional abuse and trauma and love and basically healing and all that. I don't know how long this video will be, but I will be sure to edit it because I have a lot to say and a lot of things to go through and think of. But I want to do this now, not when I'm healed. If I ever get healed, I want to do this now so people can understand it's the genuineness that comes from this and the realness. And this is very personal for me, but frankly, I don't really care because I want people to learn from this, and I don't want people to suffer, or at least help people learn from stupid mistakes. So I'm currently 17, and there's a lot that's happened in my life at this point. And I know I'm still young, but a lot of things have happened so far. So imagine another 17 years. But as for the topics of emotional abuse and trauma, for those of you who are very triggered by it or sensitive to it, please do not continue listening or watching this video because this is the point of view of the abuser, aka me. I was the emotional abuser, and in many relationships, including my girlfriend and my friends and family friends. If that's not your thing, please do not watch. If you are still suffering from this, if if you are currently being domestically abused, please seek help. Please leave that person first and foremost. And this comes from me, okay? Leave that person, please. They will destroy you. It feels impossible, please do it. And even if that person is hurting and you love them, please do it because it will only get worse and you will only fuel the flame. So please leave them. Um, dang, should probably go to the shade. I'm getting burnt here. I'm getting crispy. Give me a second. Okay, so, anyways, what I was saying is that I was emotionally abusive to my. Oof, jeez, hold up. Anyways, as I was saying, I was emotionally abusive to my family, to my friends, and my girlfriend. And a lot has happened. Well, to begin with, I lost them all. I lost friends and my girlfriend, obviously. Or else I wouldn't be making this video, but for those of you who are the abusers or the people who are going through this type of abuse, this is for anyone to learn from. I'm not clear with teaching, so I just want to share this story at least. If anybody can get anything from it, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm not very good at speaking on the spot, but I'll do the best I can. So please forgive me if I stutter or take a little bit to think. But I want this to be as real as possible. Now, the reasons I was like this, and this is no excuse. Any emotional abuser, please, if you ever come to realize, or if you are being abused, if you come to realize, most, if not all the time, uh, people end up doing bad things because we hurt and we don't know what to do with that hurt. And as for me, my life has since been easy since I was a kid. I've been emotionally and physically abused by my father. And again, this is no excuse for any of my behaviors because I made the choice to give in or do better. And I made the choice to give in. So, no excuses on my point. But this is the understanding part, as to understand why people would do this. And it's something I didn't understand myself until, I'm on the receiving end. And it seems it's better understood when you are the one doing it or the one receiving. Either way. But I've always been emotionally and physically abused by my father. And all my life I've been called a parasite and not very nice things besides the hitting, and it's happened in my family so many times. Also abusing other people, mostly not physically as in that violent way, but mentally, and calling people worthless and useless and bitch and other bad profanities and mean things that don't seem like much at the moment, but they start to sink in really, really soon. And then as a kid, you start believing them and you start feeling worse and worse, and you never feel good enough. You don't feel anything for yourself, and obviously you end up not loving yourself. And I struggle with that every day, to love myself, especially with the things that I've done. But now that there's context, there's always been issues with my family, especially with, again, the abuse, but also divorce and toxicity. And the funny thing is, I told myself I will never be like my stepfather or my dad. My real dad was an alcoholic, but God bless his soul, he changed and we have a good relationship now. But as with my stepfather, it didn't go so well. Not yet, anyways. There's a lot of pain going between him too. My stepfather was also abused, physically abused mostly, and a lot of things that happened. And I don't blame him for anything, even if he did make the choice, because it's something hard. And even though we never want to do things, or sometimes we never mean to hurt anybody, we end up doing it out of stupidity and ignorance or selfishness, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, we have to take responsibility for the stupid things that we do. And so fast forward, I've always been someone who was always afraid of losing friends, and always I became a people pleaser basically to keep my friends and stuff like that because I hated feeling alone and I hated the loneliness, especially that was brought with school and isolation. I've always been bullied at school, especially in elementary. Nobody really wanted to be my friends or liked me, or I got picked on by girls. I remember second grade, I had two girls that always liked to bully me and belittle me and chase me. It was something. I remember that to this day. But during middle school and high school, I became an ass basically, as well, to reflect that pain and to give it back because I'm not gonna lie, my temper. I have a short temper. I have a very short temper. It's something I'm still working on, but thank God I've been able to fix it a little bit, little by little. But this is why I'm doing this because I don't want other people to continue to suffer, or for people who see this to suffer. I want this message to a message out of like millions of messages to get through some people because this stuff happens, and when we're on the receiving end, we lack understanding and we lack like the wisdom and knowledge to get through this type of situation for both parties, the abuser and the abused. And so fast forward several years later, I wanted to be in a relationship. And so I met this beautiful and wonderful girl that treated me really well. But I didn't love myself, to be frank. What I learned to do after so many years of bull crap and things was to close my heart and pretend that I'm confident. Fake it till you make it, no. Fake it till you make it, and I pretended that I loved myself and I pretended that I cared. But that didn't work. As you can see, the anxiety started to creep in, and everything went to hell. Um, I was afraid of losing her, and that was always a constant thought on my mind. And so, instead of solving my anxiety, I gave into it, and with that fear, I started to become controlling. I didn't want to lose her so badly. I became really controlling and possessive and jealous, and it didn't help that I already suffered trauma from losing friends and family and what happened with in my early childhood. And so I started to project it. I can't really explain it well right now because I have so many things going on through my head, but I started to project these things onto her, and she had, oh, sorry, and it had nothing to do with her basically. The things that I said and my lashing out and the not very good things that happened, I didn't handle anything well at all, and it didn't help that my anger issues, I fed into them. Even though I told myself before the relationship that I would never do the things, I realize now that how hard that was and how insufferable I was being basically. But during the course of this relationship, what was it? During the course of this relationship, I fell into a toxic cycle. I never thought about the things that I said. I just lashed out. I never thought about how she would feel or my friends would feel if I said these mean things. I never tried to empathize, and even if I was offered an explanation, I wouldn't listen because it wasn't the answer I wanted to hear. And I was closing myself off, and I was becoming selfish with my feelings, and when it came to my girlfriend and friends, I started to close off my feelings and their feelings too. I started to negate them and not acknowledge them at all because I was afraid of my feelings getting hurt all the time. And it sucks. It really does because my friends and my girlfriend, they treated me well and her family as well. God bless them. Though mistakes were made as always, this it's like it will always happen mistakes, right? But overall, she was very kind to me and patient, even though I did fall into this toxic cycle, especially when we had arguments. These arguments, to summarize the cycle, is whenever I didn't like something, something triggered my trauma, I would lash out onto her, say very mean things, and then realize I messed up, and then say I was gonna change, but instead of changing, all I did was throw shit under the rug, and the cycle continued, and it got worse and worse, and it built up until you can't have no matter how much you love that person, you have to let them go because you can't continue to do that. It's only gonna make things worse. And to me, at the time, love was something that you had to hold on to so badly and so strongly that it became an addiction. That's what I thought love was to like hold on for dear life. And well, after losing my friends and my girlfriend, the people that I loved and cherished, that I couldn't show the love to them back then because I didn't love myself at all. Sorry, I shook the camera. After losing all that, I was very devastated. It was horrible and painful and miserable. And I came to hate myself so much. I didn't want to be in this world anymore. And sometimes there's a day that comes that's also really hard because regret and guilt starts coming back to you, and you start feeling like you're nothing anymore. Those days still happen once in a while. Um, but then the best thing happened to me ever, and I found God. And this isn't like a bullshit type of thing when you find God, because I had no one else, and everything that I held on to so hard was gone. My controlling, my anxieties, and that day when I lost everything, I broke down and I cried to God. I remember in my aunt's bathroom because we were visiting her. I broke down and I asked him why. Why did he let me hurt people? Why? Why did I suffer? Why? And I did it to myself. I know that. I know I ended up, it was my choices that ended very beautiful relationships I had with people. I became judgmental and angry, like I said, jealous and bitter and controlling. I lost myself even more than I have ever lost myself, and it was bad. And I belittled my girlfriend. I I wasn't attentive to her insecurities, and I wasn't being there for her, even though I said I was. You know, I talked the talk, but I didn't walk the walk. And that wasn't love at all. Though I do love her, and I still love her, but and loved her, but I couldn't show it. Is the thing, and that sucks because I realize that happens a lot. Families, even in marriages, It's a brutal thing. It's a brutal thing to go through because it's it's the same as dying basically. Not like you died, but that that connection is lost. It's a death of a relationship. It's a death of something that's beautiful, and that hurts. It hurts anyone if you have feelings. But yeah. And then I turned to God. You see, I never believed in God. I hated God. I hated him with every fiber of my being because I couldn't understand if there was such a loving God, why the hell would these horrid things that I've gone through and horrid things that happen to other people, why would he be why stutter sorry why would it be allowed if there was ever such love in this world? And so I hated God, but then I got curious. One of those days, like a while ago, I got curious why the hell do people love even though there's no love? And so I started to read the Bible. I went through the Bible a little bit. I did some research on Google about what it was about, and I started reading verses. And I asked myself, because me being a history geek, I knew that the Roman Empire was a very warmonger type of empire. And those times were brutal because war and bloodshed and violence was supreme. And the Bible, Christianity basically, and the Bible were complete and founded during that time. And the Bible is the opposite. The Bible encourages love and respect and dignity and peace and love to even strangers and the people that you hate, even the people that you don't like. It promotes love to everyone. And I wondered, because I always thought that religion, and especially the Bible, was made by a bunch of fucking religious leaders that just wanted to control people. Basically, that's what I thought. That was my thought process. But when I started to read, I was wondering why there was such a thing of love and beauty in such a horrid and violent world that they were living in, that in the time that the Bible was made. It didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense that there would be that much love. And so I started reading more, I started researching more, and the more I read, the more it inspired me, the more it fulfilled me, and the more I learned, and then God came to me and He spoke to me. Not literally, but because like when people say God spoke to you, it's not like He like whispered into your ear like hello, but but in your feelings and in your desperation. And then when you feel that relief, when you cry to Him in prayer, especially when you're so broken, and you feel heard. Now, I'm not saying that it's gonna feel like that every time you pray, because I felt like during these months I've been feeling that I haven't been heard, and those feelings will come. It's not all like all your prayers are answered, because I'm not gonna go into depth with it, because people need to find out for themselves, and it's a choice. But all I'm trying to say is that God saved me from myself. I pray to Him that to help me better myself. And I'm gonna be honest, my prayers weren't that weren't the best. Some were good, some were bad, because I was asking for a relationship that was broken to come back, because I was holding on to it so bad. And until this day, I come to realize that it was the wrong thing to pray for and ask for, because God gave us free will and choice. I know it says like that he has a plan for this all, and it's like contradicting to will, but it makes sense when you start to read it, to read more and understand and pray. But God gave us will, and He loves us so much that He will never violate our will, because when you control and you force love, that's not love. And that's what I was trying to do all this time. I was trying to force love. And how could love be love if it's forced and it's not a choice? Love is a choice. It's not just a feeling, it's a choice and it's an action. And that's what I've come to learn. And so I chose love and to let go. And I learned that love is a sacrifice. And that in love you lose things for the better, not for the worse. You let people go, not because you don't love them or you don't care about them, but because sometimes it's what you need to do. Even if it means you never get to see them again, or you never get to have fun with them again, or cherish them or talk to them ever. And it hurts. And that's the AC gone. But it hurts. And it still hurts to this day to me, because it's something I have to do. And I've learned that I never wanted something to come back, because everything I was doing back then was terrible. I wanted a fresh start, and I want that fresh start. And I thank God and Jesus. Even though still my life is difficult, and there's so many things that go on in my head, and there's still a lot of pain, I know that God brings relief. He knows what I feel, and He knows that I still care for my friends. I still care for my loved ones, even though I lost them, and I still love them. But I have to let go no matter what, because I can't force people to love me, because that just pushes everyone away, and I push people away. I can say that I'm alone now. I'm pretty lonely, but I don't feel lonely, not anymore, because God is with us, not just me, but with us all. And my friends, if my loved ones, my friends that I loved as brothers and sisters, and my ex, if you guys do ever get to listen to this or see this, I just want you to know that I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. And I never meant for any of this to happen at all. But I am a better person now. And I pray for you guys, because at the end of the day, even if there is bad blood between us and hate, I love you guys, and I don't want to see you guys burn or be in pain or filled with resentment and all these negative and crappy thoughts, because it's a miserable way to live. It really is. I hope you guys can forgive me, not because I deserve it, but because we need to be better, and it helps us heal. So I love you guys, and God bless you. But anyways, after going through all of this and reading, the days are still hard. And it's hard to accept sometimes, because some days I am filled with joy, and then some days I crash. And recently I relapsed really hard, and what I mean by relapsing is I I started to give in to my angers again and my emotions, but this time God catched me. He stopped me from self-destructing just like I prayed for. And I prayed to our Abba. Means I think I call him Abba, but I'm not really good at pronouncing. I'm sorry, please don't kill me. But I call him Abba just for personal tastes or personal preference. But I asked him to catch me when I fall, and I fell. I started falling. I will not lie. Even though I was walking with Abba, I still fell. I still fell to very sinful things, like my lusts and pornography addictions, and my anger, and my guilt. And I started to go back, but he caught me, and he showed me that was the very same damn thing that got me in trouble in the first place. And I said, to hell with it. I don't want to hurt people like that. I don't want to go back. And so here I am. Afterwards, I've always wanted to do this video, but I still needed time, and today is the perfect time and place, even though I'm not mentally well. So take this with a grain of salt, people, because I'm still not very well, but I have faith. I have faith. It's very small though. It's a very small bit of faith, but we need something to keep us going. And so, my friends, like my subscribers, thank you so much for being here, even though I don't post anything. Plans are coming. I do, there's a secret channel in the making, but there's also a channel that I've always wanted to start going, and it's mixed martial arts channel or boxing channel, whatever it may be. And I have a Discord server coming up that I'm working on right now, but it's gonna take a few months. I will let you guys know, because I need to be better mentally. But plans are coming, and I want to start over with this channel, not delete everything, because these are memories, and these are great memories of times when I was inspired by it for video editing and all that good stuff, because I do miss video editing, and I do miss boxing, and I do miss a lot of things as much as I miss my people. And so I want to try again, and I don't want to give up on my channel, because even though I make anything just subscribers, and I'm thankful to you guys, but it brought me peace and joy during those other hard times where my parents' marriage and my relationship with my stepfather were breaking. They were broken, but just got worse. But I want to kickstart off again, but I have to find a way to balance work life, because I have to work. I have to put a roof over my family's head. But no matter what, I know that our Abba in heaven has us. And I pray for all my brothers and sisters around the world who are suffering in any way, shape, or form, that God may touch your guys' souls, find forgiveness, and let Him help you, guide you. And that there's something better. I have not witnessed it yet. I haven't even received it, but I know there's something better. And again, to my friends who were with me and supported me, but couldn't take it anymore, I'm still sorry, and thank you for your patience and strength, even though it was brutal and tyrant and selfish. I hope that we can reconcile again, if ever. But if not, I understand, and that's okay. And I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And God bless you. And I wish nothing but joy and peace, even during the hard times. So thank you. But yeah, that's about half an hour ish of talking. But after all this, I am happy that been able to get this out. I don't know how the audio is gonna sound because of the fan, but I hope I was talking loud enough. But yeah. So, Mr. Fujin is back, and I love you guys all. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.